you're gonna get at any party, right?
But look at
down.
Look, you look like such a than the one here in the middle. All right, so coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about the pies, which you have here on the stand. It's a handyman by trade, so yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think master chef and handyman, but you're in the top 10. So we're going to talk about that coming up here in just about 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Petition. Look at this thing of beauty. This is a blue. You're really, really, really good at it. Everything I've tried this morning has been phenomenal. And I'm so excited I actually got to try it, because usually you see it on TV and you're like, oh, I wish I could try that. Amazing. All right, so what are some of your tips then? I mean, for getting a better pie, because not a lot of people can do
it too for a half hour before you put it into the oven. What that's going to do is it's going to keep it from shrinking. And
oh, like mine.
No, okay, so which is I think -30.
Yeah.
And so it's 1, 2, 3. It can bring it right down to the temperature that we want. Whereas at home, we have to leave it in the refrigerator a little bit longer.
Okay. Are there any other good tips besides the keeping the dough chilled, put it in the fridge?
Another thing is the blueberries. I like to break up the blueberries a little bit. So just smash up some of them, not all of them, before I mix in my sugar and my cornstarch and whatever other seasoning that I'm going to use. That's one thing. I use a ruler. So I'll use a ruler and I'll measure and I'll cut my strips so that so you want them all to be the same thickness.
So that one would, for instance, one would be overcooked and undercooked. You don't have that problem. All right, I want you to cut into my pie, and we're going to see if mine can look. It's not going to look anywhere near as good as his. I'm going to tell you that right
It looks good. Toasty, we love that. That is phenomenal.
All the layers of apples. Thank you so much. Do you want to try?
Delicious, of course.
Okay, well, there's a fork over there for you. All right, so Master Chef, we can still catch you on. You're in the top 9 right now. Hopefully you make it all the way.
That's phenomenal.
Yay! Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure, and I can't wait to dig into some more of this pie. All right, we'll be back after this. I'm going to just like that. We are going to be mild today in the 70s and 80s for the most part. Of course, the desert's warmer in the low triple digits, but our temperature is not changing all that much in the coming days. So we're going to see just a little bit of fluctuation. It'll be a little bit cooler as we head towards the weekend. Temperatures right now are largely in the 60s at 64 in Escondido, 69 in Mira Mesa, and 68 in Chula Vista. The mountains in the 60s, I think that reading in Mount Laguna must be wrong. It's not 49 degrees there. It's got to be in the 60s right now. Dew points are in the low 60s as well, closer to the coastline, so it does feel a little bit muggy out there this morning. You might notice that into the afternoon as well, even along the coast. Temperatures today are in the 70s and 80s. We're going to hit 80 degrees in Kearney Mesa, 82 for Lemon Grove, 75 in Coronado, and 79 in Chula Vista. Even the foothills of the mountains will not reach the 90s today. We're talking the upper 80s. Right at average or slightly below where we should be. We'll be in the 70s at the coastline, 70s and 80s also for the mountains, where we could see a couple isolated thunderstorms today, but it's not looking all that likely. We'll probably just see a little bit of that cumulus built up into the afternoon. For you surfers, we have fair conditions off the San Diego coastline, a south-southwest swell of 3 to 5 feet with high tide coming just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. Coming up, we'll take a look at that 7-day forecast, let you know those little changes that are in store for the weekend. But first, let's get you caught up on traffic. A chance of thunderstorms out over toward the mountains today, but it's just a very, very small risk, 10%, and isolated storms at best. So we'll probably just see the cloud build up. Temperatures are running slightly below average for this time of year, and that's the way they're going to stay through the next several days. We've got an area of low pressure up to the north here, and that's keeping the sea breeze winds intact along the California coastline, keeps the wind coming in off the ocean, which keeps our temperatures really, really mild. That's what we're going to see today, tomorrow, and through the rest of the work week. Temperatures actually clouds generally between 5 and 900 feet this morning. Temperatures will be cooler today than what we saw out there yesterday. 1 to 3 degrees cooler, and it's going to stay mild like this all week long. High temperatures today will be in the 70s and 80s around much of the county. Of course, the desert's a little warmer, 102 degrees there, 93 out in Campo. But we'll hit 84 in Fallbrook, 82 in Mira Mesa, and 80 in Otay. We'll also be in the 70s at the immediate coastline, which is below average for this time of year. Everywhere except for San Diego will be 1 to 3 degrees below average, and we're going to stay that way as we make our way through the week, thanks to an area of low pressure to the north, keeping our sea breeze